Hello, guys. Welcome to a very comfortable episode of Elemental Strength Podcast.
Woo! It is our last episode of the season.
Season finale.
Season finale. That's why we're a little bit more comfortable.
And we also just can't be bothered.
All right. So we've done like 7 episodes so far.
Mm-hmm.
By the time this episode comes out, it'll be right before Team Champs.
Yes.
So good luck to our team for this weekend. We'll be cheering you on. And whatever result happens, we'll be very proud of you.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be proud of everyone.
Yes. Although a lot of people are like shouting us out and
Saying we're the team to be.
yeah.
Yeah, I think, do you think it's a way for them to just put the pressure on us?
Maybe.
Because, like,
Because I'm definitely feeling it. I'm not even competing. Because I didn't think.
I think it's good. I think, a lot of the coaches speaks about like, yeah, we don't want to put pressure with our athletes. We just want to play our own game. We'll do our best to make the best performance for themselves. But you know what? Opportunity comes. Your athlete can perform under pressure. Expose them.
Mm.
I mean, when else can they experience that, right? Put them in the competition, right? Like put them up against the strongest people in their weight class.
Mm.
Like, expose them to pressure so that they can learn how to manage pressure.
Mm.
Yeah.
Pressure is privilege.
Yeah, pressure is privilege.
Yeah.
By the way, it's not Michael Jordan. I mentioned that it was Michael Jordan. It's Billie Jean King. Sorry.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Billie Jean.
Wrong sport. Tennis. My other sport. That's why I got it confused.
Billie
I
Jean.
thought Billie Jean was a.
You're talking about Michael Jackson?
No, isn't that Billie Jean? Oh, is that the name of one of his songs?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. That's from my culture.
Pressure's on.
Pressure's on.
Yeah.
But again,
No matter what the outcome is, I think
Yes.
we are proud of Team ESS.
very proud. Proud that, people see us as a threat,
Yeah.
I think we've only been around for 3 years and we've already got this reputation upon us, so
Yeah, we
bring it
wanted this.
on.
We wanted this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of competing,
That's good. That's good.
you're competing soon at Japan.
Yes, Japan, 6 weeks out.
Woo, 6 weeks out. How you feeling?
I'm feeling healthy, which is good, and
Nice.
excited. Still doesn't feel real, but yeah. But I'm excited. We're starting to start planning the itinerary and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, excited for Japan, sushi
Yeah.
and competing.
Yeah.
Sushi and competing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And got any numbers in mind, goals in mind? Have you scoped out the competition?
I have. So I'm on the cusp of 4th, 3rd-ish.
Whoa, podium!
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the
well-
nominations. So they've got the nominations on Good Lift website,
Mm.
and I'm sitting right at that 3rd, 4th. So anything can happen on the day.
Okay.
But hopefully, fingers crossed, I will get that.
Where are they from? What countries are they from?
So there's got this really strong guy, I'm gonna butcher his name, Matsumoto Daiki, and he's from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
He's a beast. First nomination for first one, I can't remember, but he's pretty much totaling 865 plus.
Oh.
So
Oh.
bit out of reach. But 3rd place, I believe, is from I can't remember, for it's Kazakhstan, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And he's sitting in like 28
Oh,
ish. Yeah. So
very nice.
Yeah,
All right. We'll be backing you.
thank you.
Yeah.
And you're going to be...
Best total is 790.
Mm.
So,
787.
787,
Yeah,
sorry.
for fun.
787. Your 270 score moved really well on the SPDs, not on the stiffs. So that's good sort of like indication that like you're feeling healthy or feeling strong, and just got to put it together.
Yeah, confidence is definitely
And you have lots of time, so
fingers
Cool.
crossed.
And you're going to be handling someone as well.
Yeah, 2 people. I'll be handling. This is crazy. So I'm handling an 80-year-old lifter.
80-year-old
Masters
lifter,
4.
guys.
Her name is B. Incredible. Like,
Have you reached out to her?
I have. I messaged her.
so
I said about
sweet.
training and stuff, and she's got a cold at the moment.
Oh
but
no!
yeah, but at 80 years old, and she's
That's wild.
competing in powerlifting. That's crazy. And she only started 4 years ago.
Stop.
Yeah, so she started at 76. And here she is at a regional comp.
That's
International
wild.
comp. Yeah, that is crazy.
Can't wait to see you on the platform,
Yeah.
B.
And second person I'm handling is Sammy Kratz.
Oh, very nice.
Formidable lifter. She's killing it. Her lifts at the moment are insane. Like her bench is through the roof right now.
Yeah. Shout out to Sammy. She keeps showing up in training. She's a nurse as well, and as you all know, the life of a nurse can be difficult. She's also a mum. You know what I mean? So yeah, no excuses for her. Like she's showing up.
Yeah, juggling so much.
Very inspirational.
Very.
Yeah.
And you two are prepping for comps?
Bodybuilding.
Yes. Bodybuilding. No, I'm kidding.
Vinny just recently hit a massive squat PB.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Yes.
What was it?
Talk to us about.
Oh, I hate talking about myself. I did 120.
Yeah.
120 for 3 reps.
Damn.
Which was above the suggested range for the week. Just like to point that out.
She always wants me to give her credit for, because like Vinny, I feel like you can believe in yourself a little bit more. You can back yourself up a little bit more. So I actually encourage her to like go more towards that top end of like my suggested range, even sometimes surpass it if she's feeling good. And that's what she did that session.
Oh, nice.
And you got my praise. You got my praise.
Thanks. Very proud of that one. Yeah.
Even with bench, actually.
Yeah. I actually PB'd on all my lifts that block.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually done that in like, I want to say years. Like, I don't think I've done that in a really long time. So it was weird. It was kind of like, I ended the week and I was like, oh, this is what powerlifting feels like. I forgot like how much of a high you are. Yeah. And then this week, like, massive crash. I'm like so demotivated. Like, yeah, but it'll come back as it always does. But yeah.
What can you attribute it to? Like the PBs?
Interesting.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Oh,
honestly, consistency and engagement in your program.
Wow.
is going to be, I think, the top 2 contributors to your success in your lifting. As long as you are consistent and you believe in what you're doing is like going to help you achieve your goals, is going to lead you to success.
Yeah. Awesome. Engagement, as you mentioned, is also a big one. You'll hear a lot of these young kids talking about, oh, I got to lock in now. I think that's what really, that's the definition of locking in, like actually being engaged. The moment you look at your program, oh, okay, I have this. And you sort of start like visualizing and, thinking about like what you need to do, how you're going to prepare just before you get to the gym, making sure that you're mentally, physically, emotionally ready for your session. I feel like you're doing a pretty good job of that. You're putting work first. Okay, work is done. I've put a good amount of time towards the gym. Now training time. So you're segmenting it pretty well, and then this is your dedicated time for yourself. And yeah, I think that's my observation from your current success in training.
And yeah, I think something that I realized that I needed to do more as well was actually put my lifting out there, because for so long I was just not posting any training whatsoever, to the point where people would be like, I don't know if Vinning is even powerlifting anymore.
Mm.
And I realize now, I'm like, oh, that's actually, not that I realize now. I have been realizing it. But now that I have been posting more, I'm like, okay, there actually is impact in me showing my training. I can see it in my clients. I can see it in, you know, people like in just wider powerlifting community as well, that there is impact. And so I need to remind myself to keep doing that.
Yeah.
And yourself, Michael?
Lots of plans for you, Michael.
How many calories are you on now?
Oh,
Let's get an update.
It's probably like less than half of Tony's calories, to be honest.
Oh my gosh. It goes highest to lowest.
Honestly, right? Honestly.
I'm at 3.5.
Yeah, that is way so, bro. If I'm
3.5?
Yeah.
yeah, that's
2.
because like my maintenance when I was like wasn't in a prep, like, it was 3,000, like 28 to 3,000,
Mm-mm.
and yeah, I'm on. So I have my low days and high days. Low days is around 1,500, and high days is around 23.5. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oof.
I'd be living for those high days.
Yeah, it's such a big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, 23. Well, it's just more carbs on. So it's low carb, high carb day. So fats are very low at the moment. They maintain pretty much all throughout. Protein, the only difference would be like I would have like an extra shake on like training days and on my high days, and then carbs are a lot higher on my training days, and on my rest days I have more steps as well. So I'm like trying to hit like 25,000 steps right now.
That's crazy.
Damn.
But yeah, just bought a new walking pad. My old walking pad broke down. This is the same one as the gyms.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been difficult without it because Raf and I would be staying up very late just to get steps, and it's freezing.
Oh, yeah.
Freezing, and it's been raining, and that was the biggest struggle for the last week or so. But yeah, decided I really needed a walking pad again.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what are your plans after your bodybuilding comp?
Yeah, we see you dabbling.
Yeah, we see those
We're not supposed to say that.
those rogue singles.
Look, well, to be honest, like deadlifts and squat, they're back in my program, right? But it's just like I'm not like doing anything heavy, obviously, but I am curious because I feel like deadlift strength is still there.
Yeah, bro. You pulled like what?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Like 120.
Yeah, 120.
Well, like 20 reps, right?
Yeah.
That AMRAP
So
set.
we'll
Ooh.
cut that out. But deadlift strength is there.
Yeah. So I am curious. Maybe we can do a quick turnaround. Like, I don't have to properly prep for a powerlifting comp, but I do feel like I will still do okay. Like maybe GL points will boost up even more. I accept the fact that like, because I've lost like more than 20 kilos now, like obviously numbers will be down, but like if I can total like around 600 at 74, well, I'm not going to be 74 because I'm like 71 kilos right now. So at this body weight, if I can total like 600, I think that's a good baseline to maybe try to, hit the QT for nationals and then be somewhat competitive, like I've been coaching team champs 3 years in a row now. Like maybe I could do team champs, it'd be interesting if we can all do team champs. I don't think you can, to be honest.
What? Whoa,
Yeah,
what do you mean by?
Oh, we can't disclose that. But anyway,
wait. Sound like there's an announcement coming with this.
We can't announce it yet.
No, there's no announcement.
But it'll be good to like maybe flip it around. Like our clients are
Coaching
coaching
us?
us.
Oh,
you and
yeah,
I can
yeah,
do
yeah.
team champs, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like I don't know, like
That'll be fun.
John Chan can coach us
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
like I don't know Tina or something.
Yeah. That'll be
I mean
sick.
that's
yeah.
actually a good coaching team.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, or Steven, whoever. Or one of them can do it with
Aaron.
us. Yeah, Aaron. Because they're very capable.
Get Annabelle back on the coaching platform.
Annabelle can compete with us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a team.
That's a
Yeah.
stacked team.
You, me, Annabelle.
Oh, yeah. Leave that for
All
next
right.
week.
But I see the vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So. That was a tangent. Yeah. So after bodybuilding, I do feel like I can compete. Like just do just a fun comp in powerlifting. I do miss powerlifting, man. Like the more and more I get deeper in this bodybuilding prep, the more and more I miss powerlifting. And the fact that like the coaching roster is also increasing, I need to cap it. I need to cap it real soon because I want to make sure that like I'm still providing a good service to my clients. So I'm going to cap it maybe with one more lifter and that's it. And then yeah, I'm really missing powerlifting. So if I can register for PowerPals, me and Ruby might actually do PowerPals in Sydney. So it might go down.
Power pals.
Yeah.
Power pals.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna do Power Pals, Vinny, and you're gonna do Power Pals?
I'll do it with Ruby.
Yep.
You're gonna do it with
Clemens.
Clemens.
Okay.
Lemons.
Okay.
Yeah. How did that team come about?
It was thanks to Tina. I wanted to do Power Pals, and I feel like I had the power, and I was missing a pal, and I asked Aaron, and Aaron's like, I don't want to do powerlifting, and I was like, okay, a bit disappointment then. So then I went searching for a pal, and Clemens also needed a pal, so now we are Power Pals.
Because
Nice.
Tina and Steven wanted to do it together.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was like, I'm happy to coach and fly down to Sydney. But I also want to do it too.
Yeah, it sounds really fun. And I
yeah.
feel like we could be like a mini ESS, competition within ourselves in terms of, placings and whatnot. So I think that'll drive a bit of healthy competition between us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between the pals.
Between the pals.
Yeah.
Speaking of novelty competitions,
Mm-hmm.
we have a little bit of an idea.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of an idea on a new kind of novelty comp that we potentially want to do for our end of year comp, which is in November.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been workshopping this idea for a while. And it feels so scary to like announce it.
Yeah. I think we sort of spoke about this in a previous podcast, but I think right now it's starting to become a little bit more clear. It's starting to like we actually know a little bit of the logistics of like what's going to happen, how the competition's going to flow, the scoring system, how we want to market like the competition and recruit people and everything. I think we have a better vision of it. So I guess, yeah, now's the time, given this is our last podcast of the season, it's a good way to sort of introduce it to the audience and see your thoughts about it.
Okay, so here is the idea. Imagine you only had to do one lift in a competition and you have two other teammates doing the other two lifts and you form a team and then your GL points at the end get combined and that is your team score, and whoever has the highest GL points wins.
Mm-hmm.
Insert dramatic music.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because we were thinking of all these ideas of like trying to create like a team structure for in competition, because powerlifting is such an individual sport. We've already got team champs, which is it's such a great event in itself, and we wanted to think of something outside the box a little bit, to introduce a team element to powerlifting, but obviously in a different setting. So this is the idea that we came up with. And we thought, because it's the end of the year, it's a little bit of a good time for people who may have already competed maybe 2 or 3 times in the year, and they can't really be bothered going through the whole peaking process, again. This provides them an opportunity to kind of just peak one lift, or just compete in one lift that's a little bit lower fatigue,
less taxing.
Yeah. And just something fun, to do at the end of the year with your friends, and play a little numbers game with each other and see who comes out on top,
Yeah, and given the fact that this is sort of scheduled towards the end of the year, November, it's a little bit like if you're really trying to qualify for nationals at that period, like I think that's the cutoff date, right? That's around the cutoff date. It's cutting close to it's kind of close to Feb being nationals anyway. Ideally, you want to have a qualifying comp already done by then, and you really just want to maximize your training time for nationals to be able to be competitive, right? So it's a good way to, not burn yourself out, and at the same time, because I think the biggest off season, if you want to call it off season, happens when you peak 2-3 times in a year. In that last comp, you'll take a massive gap, right? And I feel like it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. That holiday period doesn't have to be a break from powerlifting. And I feel like sometimes that's how people fall off the sport. Sometimes they just like forget, oh wait, I used to compete. I used to train like 4 times a week, and now I don't have to because I feel like I've done all everything in 1 year, and you can keep progressing if you want to. So you don't have to put everything in one comp. So I think that's why I think that's one of the reasons why it's a good idea. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's such a low pressure comp. You don't need to go through the traditional 12-week prep or anything like that. Just it's like a fun thing. Just find 2 mates who specialize in a lift, or they want to work on a lift that's lagging. So let's say if you're not that great of a bencher and you want to focus a bit more on benching, you can just put yourself down as bench. So you can spend that sort of prep working towards increasing your bench.
And I think we can talk about the actual logistics, like how we're gonna run the event, how the scoring is gonna run. But I think it's good to discuss why this is a good idea as well. Like I think ultimately for a team, this is a very good way to collaborate with your peers, and it highlights what you're good at. It doesn't sometimes we're only proud of one lift, right? Like and I think you can really showcase that at this comp. And even if even if there is someone who is a big total lifter, like a very competitive lifter at a national level, it sort of like limits them because they can only showcase one lift, right? It still depends on their teammates, So maybe, for example, like you can have like someone like Hung who is well rounded and very high in terms of the GL points with squat, bench, and deadlift, right? But then, like for him to be competitive at this event, he would also need someone like him to showcase squat, bench. He might be the deadlifter. He might be a squatter, but he also needs to that's going to be difficult to actually come up with like a team like that unless you found the right people, right? So it doesn't necessarily favor stronger people,
right?
It favors stronger teams. Does that make sense?
Yeah
100%. And I really love the teamwork aspect. I think what we're envisioning is like whichever lift you're not doing, you can handle your teammate when it's their turn. And so I think it would give people an opportunity to have that, platform handling experience. And also to play, the numbers game a little bit, when things get a little bit tight towards the end, towards deadlifts, and, there are certain numbers that someone needs to pull. And I think that part gets really exciting as well. What number are you going to put on to either push, another team a little bit further than maybe what they can do, or to try and catch up to the team that you need to beat. So I think in that sense, towards the end, that can get really exciting, and that's something that I would look forward to on that day as well. Because anything can happen. One missed lift and your score can plummet down. So it's a bit strategic that way.
And like I said, it sort of, this is what I was saying in the previous podcast, it brings powerlifting together, right? Like, it's true to our ethos. It's inclusive, it's culture driven, right? I feel like we celebrate powerlifting through showcasing what the powerlifters are good at, right? And I think that's what I am really excited about, because especially if this is going to be a showdown of people who are good at benching, good at deadlifting, good at squatting, it's so inspiring to see for the upcoming people. Holy shit, I want to bench like that guy. Holy shit, that's a good squatter right there. Like, oh my god, I'm so inspired by that, like, deadlifter. He's so good at deadlifting. It creates that environment where, like, it's
literally
motivating everyone.
Everyone's best lift.
Yeah. And I feel like that is a culture that we've sort of develop within Elemental, and I feel like this is why we are one of the competitive teams for Team Champs.
And because it's going to be a novelty event, we have, I want to go, all out in terms of making this event, fun and entertaining for 100%. The audience. We will, spend lots of time, putting together, a live stream with live updates to the scores and
hell yeah,
having, the numbers that people need to hit in order to, and the placing order and things like that. We want to put up prize money. Put up really big prize money for this event. Obviously that depends on how many people end up signing up, because we need a certain amount of people to be able to offer a decent amount of money.
Prize money.
But
I don't know why I keep saying that.
Someone's really excited for prize money. But we really want to do that. I don't know, let's bring in how there was one comp, I can't remember which one it was, but they had sparklers and shit. I'm like,
oh, that's what,
let's get the sparklers in for your deadlifts,
we'll have to check with safety.
Oh yeah. But that's the lift that's going to determine the order of, of your placing. So let's make it big and fun. Sorry to the squatters and benchers who don't get the deadlift send off, but
they Peninsula Barbell started doing that for every lift. For every third attempt. On their last comp. It was a bit distracting for bench. It's you're lying down there and all of a sudden there's sparkles.
Can you imagine you're grinding, right? And then the sparkles go off and then it finishes and you're still grinding.
Or it sparkles and you missed.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Ultimately it's just fun.
Yeah, it's fun, guys. We've been running dummy numbers and teams and and it's just so fun playing with the numbers and to imagine that happening in real life. I can just imagine it'll be so fun.
Because the final showdown when it comes to deadlifts, it's going to be a lot closer than you guys think. Even if you put together an all-stars team, it's because of the structure of the comp where everyone's competing to their strength. It's going to be literally coming down to the kilogram.
Yeah. We were kind of comparing ourselves with some other made up teams in the gym, and honestly the points are they're 1 point different. And that's why every lift counts, and one missed lift and you plummet down. So very fun. Very fun.
Yeah. Very fun. And like we said, it's very low fatigue cost. Like you could literally be at a powerlifting comp 2-3 weeks after, and you feel like, you want to squeeze the juice a little bit, you can actually do this comp again.
Just line up a
Yeah.
push week with
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the comp.
And yeah, in terms of prepping for this comp as well, it'll be interesting, right? If someone is actually ultimately focusing on one lift, you might actually see people who might program themselves 2-3 times for deadlifting.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Or
or like 5-6 times for bench press.
yeah, or like for squats, like 3 times squatting, which is not very common, obviously, but also not impossible. If you're gonna sort of like adjust the intensity, the variables of the other two lifts, if you're not trying to prioritize that, I'm wondering if that's gonna happen, if that's a case that they, if they can specialize on one lift.
Maybe like people who experience a lot of like interference
Yes.
in their usual programming.
Yes.
And they get an opportunity like this to just focus on one lift. Well, then they don't need to play this kind of balancing game between, particularly their squat and deadlift.
Yeah, making sure that primary squat is
Yeah.
here, primary deadlift is here, all that stuff.
Yeah,
If you
we
can
can
have-
just kind of just pull one back and then completely focus on the other one.
Yeah.
Like that's a really good, interesting way to do your programming, because it's not something that you can usually do, because you usually want to be, as good as you can in both of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be fun as well.
You've pointed out as well, Tony, like if you're trying to specialize in a lift that you're not good at, and if you want to highlight it out and want to see this can be like your test for that lift that you sort of specialize on.
Yeah, like how many GL points can you increase on your own lift that you thought you were bad at? Or
Yeah, it can be a personal sort of like goal target for yourself.
Maybe this would be really hard. Actually, this would be really hard. But maybe we could also award someone who has increased their GL point the most out of everyone for a particular lift. So like most improved, basically.
Based on open powerlifting.
Yeah, based on open powerlifting results.
We can do that.
I think that would be
we
fun
can
as
definitely we can definitely add more prizes into just like the overall team. I think one thing that I'm thinking about is like the mythical 3. You know what I mean? Like who are the best 3 lifters out of all the teams, right? Like who's the best squatter, who's your best bencher, who's your best deadlifter?
Yeah, can you imagine being crowned best squatter of the...
In Melbourne.
Yeah, in Melbourne, or in Australia, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
The potential for this is high.
We'll put up a poster.
Yeah.
We'll put them in a poster, put them in a...
Make them a shrine. You pray to them before your session.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is the day going to be run? Because obviously it's a little bit a different format. How are we going to make this work if one person's only doing one lift at a time?
Yeah. Obviously, the involvement of participation will be much higher than usual. But in terms of like the number of lifters, it might actually be the same in terms of like a normal comp.
Yeah.
So say, for example, you have 12 teams, for example. That is 12 times 3, 36 lifters in total. But that is still 12, which is also just one flight. You can fit that all in one flight per lift. And at the same time, if that is going to be the case, it's going to be much quicker, because we might not need to have that 10-minute break in between squat discipline to bench discipline to deadlift discipline, because they could be already warming up while their peers are on the platform, because it's not the same lifter,
Right. So faster pace.
Obviously there's gonna be multiple weigh-ins. Like there's more weigh-ins than usual, but I think we can talk about the volunteers and all that. I think we can always get some volunteers involved. I think powerlifting is growing enormously that we can get volunteers involved. So that's not an issue.
Yeah, I think we just try and make it as similar to a normal competition as possible. Yeah, if anything, it's just weigh-ins are going to be hectic.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to be really on top of organizing that and making sure that that flows as smoothly as possible.
And I think most people already know who has competed at our events that we have the space to accommodate a lot of lifters because of we have a lot of combo racks. We have a lot of space for athletes to hang around if they're not lifting. We have the mezzanine to, for them to just like lounge around and all that stuff, eat their meals and do whatever. So we definitely have the space to do it. Ultimately, it will be a great environment. You know how much crowd we get in our local comps, so expect the best hype you can get. Especially when money is involved, man. Like I think,
Yeah,
um,
we're gonna try put up a good amount. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be worth your while, and it's not, like you said, it's not just gonna be who's the best of the best that gets a bit of the prize money or some sort of prize. We've got best team overall. We've got best lifter of the 3 lifts. We're talking about the most improved lifter in terms of
Yeah.
GL points.
best team names.
Base team names. Obviously, you can make up a team name for your team of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things. A lot of things for people to get involved and like get something from their experience.
And if you guys are listening and you want to sponsor this comp as well, because we'll be reaching out to different brands for sponsorship.
Yeah.
If you guys are listening, you're like, damn, that sounds like a cool idea, and you want to get behind us, let us know. We'll work something out.
Yeah. More sponsorships, more prize
More
money.
Exactly
prize
right.
money.
Yeah.
More moolah. All right.
But yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun. I'm actually really excited about this comp. I feel like this is the most. This is the comp I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's so different and like, I'm excited by the idea that I don't need to peak for a 3 lift comp.
You're gonna do this spinning.
Should we?
We got to run it.
I'd rather sit on the tech desk because,
Okay.
to be honest, like I'd be willing to actually do all the numbers I might
that's
even MC.
Yeah.
I'm happy to MC and like make sure people know what's going on. Like, oh shit, like Yvonne needs to squat this much to blah 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 blah, and Jaden's gonna pull for the win.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, maybe we won't do it, but
Yeah.
even just hearing about it, like I would be excited of the prospect of like, oh, I only need to do 1 lift and like it's my favorite lift.
Yeah.
Like hell yeah. Like
Yeah.
There's actually no reason why you wouldn't want to do this. There's actually not a single reason.
can't find them.
It's
Honestly.
also like per lifter, obviously we do understand that like it is a single lift for you, right? It's a team event. So obviously the registration will be reasonable enough for you to get involved. It's not going to be, ridiculous that like the registration money will be a barrier for you to actually enter the comp. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. No,
No,
I
you
was
go.
gonna say we didn't announce the name. We haven't announced the name.
Oh, true. We're going to announce it.
We're gonna start the podcast again. Do we want to say the name
Okay.
in unison? Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Unity
Games.
Games.
And that's the real.
Yeah.
Nice. Finish off. Let's have a little debate. Okay, guys.
Oh no, we're gonna throw hands.
I love a little debate.
I'm ready.
Okay, if we were to compete in this Unity Games,
That's 3. Yeah.
yeah, which lift would we be doing?
I don't think this will be a. I don't think this will be a debate. I think we might.
This is a collaboration. This is a
Okay.
collaboration.
Let's discuss.
Let's discuss.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Well, you just hit a squat, PP, so I think you're appropriate to hit a squat.
Yes. I have become somewhat of a squat specialist recently, which is very weird. But I can squat.
Yeah. We've seen it.
I can squat.
We believe you.
So this is not a debate.
I reckon
Wait,
Michael-
what about your squat? Is it better than my squat?
No, but that's not what that. See, that's this. Here's an example of a conversation you'll be having with your mates
Ooh,
because it, you'll be like, what are my options then if you're squat?
Bench or deadlift.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and see now we'll play around everyone's strengths. I wouldn't.
You can deadlift.
Right, but then what would Michael do?
Yeah.
You see? So now
So
we
you're
have
saying
to.
Michael can't bench?
No. I'm just saying we know what our strengths are. We're gonna play around strengths. No.
Honestly, hey, put it on GL points. My best deadlifts and Tony's best deadlift and our body weight. Who has higher?
Should I put it like
Yeah,
right now?
Yeah.
Right now.
See,
So
because
mine's
if we
287.5 at 74.
74? You wish. 287.5. You mean like...
Yeah.
Oh, you
Because-
mean like hypothesizing?
yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like historical.
Yeah. I think historical it's still pretty close.
So you're saying 287.5 at 74.
Well, I'm 71 right now, and I think I can pull probably. Oh, I'm not supposed to say.
Yeah. But let's just hypothetical.
You can,
Yeah.
you can think
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you can pull.
You know,
That's not allowed
Well,
in bodybuilding.
Well, let's just say 285, because I lost weight, but
So he loses tube. Hey, comment down below if this is ambitious.
Oh my
And Michael will prove you wrong.
Oh.
I don't know. Like I actually love that shit. Like when people like doubt me.
Okay, also, we're going to be using just the raw
GL points.
3 lift GL points for every single lift.
Correct,
Because
yeah.
we've done the calcs. You can just trust us. This is how it works. Okay.
Yeah, 41.8.
41.84. And then
Tony.
325. Yeah, but you got more than that in you.
Yeah, but
103.
103. Yep.
40.49. What was yours?
41.8 something.
Oh damn. Okay. Shit.
Oh, yeah, but like Tony's got
Put me 340.
Put 330, 35 for him.
335, 41.7.
I'm still higher.
Yeah, but like he could technically do 340.
This is why I don't give winning praises in training.
I'm sorry.
She just like.
I'm sorry.
But how?
No, you are a very good deadlifter.
You
I
are.
would back you. I would back you not.
Man, who taught
missing
you how to
your-
deadlift?
I would back you for not missing your opener.
What you mean by that? Unhandy
Why?
woman.
Why?
Unhandy.
Why? Look,
You have no allies.
it's so unfair because we can't be dog to her.
Why?
But she just like fire, like she just pew pew. Michael, Tony.
Tryna-
Like I think it's time to actually put her down.
Sure.
Like
Put me down, man. Put me down. Come on, put me down. You can't tell me things I don't already know.
Oh wow, you own your flaws.
100%.
Damn, helpful. No, but how interesting is this now? Because I'm gonna have to end up benching out of us three, and that's my worst lift.
But I think it's your most improved
Really?
lift.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's your
yeah.
most improved
Yeah,
lift.
definitely. Yeah.
Because like
You can bench like 180.
Wow,
can't you?
bro, you settle down. Settle down.
you?
170.
There
Yeah,
or
about
thereabouts?
170,
Yeah.
180. Yeah.
yeah.
But still, like out of the 3 lifts, it's my worst lift.
Mm.
But if we're doing it together, it makes the most sense
Yeah.
for our score.
Really?
This is the whole Hung situation.
Yeah.
So then
right?
would you be like,
Like-
oh, I don't want to be with you guys?
No, but
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily. You don't necessarily need to have the strongest lifter. You just have to be like a well-rounded team.
exactly
Because like
yeah.
the best lifter doesn't necessarily showcase their all 3 lifts,
Mm.
right? So for example, if we put up like a random team, let's say like this is gonna be like a most likely team, like Chris Yip.
Yep.
Just Lou, because obviously, that makes sense, right? And then I don't know, put a squatter in there.
Mm.
So obviously,
Oh,
I just
man.
oh fuck.
No, that would be a cracked team.
But that pair out might not necessarily happen, right? Like it might be like somewhere in They're all Lou lift. So who else is a Lou lift? Sorry, uplift. So Chris obviously the lifter, bench, Jess, and
Victor for squat.
Victor for squat. Let's just say that.
I don't know Victor squat though.
Let's just say let's put Victor's squat at like 250 at 83.
Mm-hmm. The Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Sorry, the Wi-Fi is slowing me down.
But the estimated combined gel points would be sitting around like 110, right?
I would assume so. Like, so I think with Chris's body weight and deadlift, it would be somewhere around the 50 GL points to make up that. And then I would assume Jess's, because bench is obviously lower in terms of the ratio, but then it's still considered high. I think it's somewhere around the high 20s for Jess, maybe. And then for squats, I'm thinking like a competitive GL points for squat would be like 38, 35 and above. You know what I mean? Whatever that total is.
So if I was to squat like 135.
Well, let's do the Victor Lou example.
sorry.
So let's say 83 kilos for Victor Lou, his body weight. And then
What was it, 250?
250. What's his 34?
34.
All right, 34.61. And then Jess Lou, let's say she PB's 110, 112. What did she do?
105, I think.
Yeah, so let's just say 110, give her like a 5 kilo PB at like 63?
57.
57, sorry. That's 25.8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's 25.8 plus what?
34.
34. And then Chris is like 66. And then give him, I don't know, 325? Is that realistic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
50.6.
50.66.
Yeah, so 110.
110.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we were accurate. We bang on.
Yeah.
That's 110 GL points. You know what I mean? That's like a crazy team too.
That's a
Right.
crazy team.
But
what are we sitting on? Let's see how we compare. Let's just see for a second.
Do you
Okay, squat 135.
yeah.
50 kilos. Women. 35.
35.29.
35.29.
Oh, that's like pretty close to Victor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
For your
that's
bench?
right. That's right.
Bench, let's go 175
170.
at 103.
I reckon you can do 180.
Well, okay, let's go put 180 then.
31.86.
Jesus Louises. Wait.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's men.
22.42.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Aw.
And then 285
85.
and 71.
42.75.
42.75.
8 below Chris.
Is 99.
So we're 11 GL points down.
But, not every team's going to be cracked. So,
Who knows?
yeah. And, yeah. So
But
start playing the game.
also, what if Chris misses the 325 and he does 310? That will obviously lower his GL points.
Yeah.
So it takes like one lift to lower your GL points
Yeah.
from an individual. So it matters more.
Yeah, especially when you're more closely, matched
Yeah.
in terms of your lifts.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a cracked, bench presser, for example, or a deadlifter.
Yeah. If you were to make your own perfect 3 powerlifters, like perfect 3 team powerlifting team, who would it be?
I reckon.
You can provide a national. You can provide an ESS. I can provide international.
Okay. Well, national, me. No. For squats, I would have. She's a strong squatter.
Tony Roman.
Yeah, exactly. Tony Runworth. Bench. Let's go.
Has to be.
Jess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jess Lou. And deadlifter.
Okay. So we just replace Victor in that example.
Tony Runworth.
Yeah. And our gym.
At our gym. Hung for deadlifts.
Yeah.
I would put I'm trying to think of all
I
out.
can already think
out-
of the pound for pound best squatter.
Me?
No. It's the one that
Yeah.
the one that squatted recently.
Yeah, 170 recently.
Oh, Cindy.
Yeah.
Cindy.
Yeah, I'm back, my girl, Cindy. And bencher, I want to say, who's won the Jason?
Yeah.
Because Jason,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy team.
because I was
You're not allowed to be in the team.
I was thinking of who's won our end of year awards. You
Yeah.
know how we do the
Mm,
SBD awards,
Mm.
and Cindy won. Oh, no,
Last
she
year?
won the first year. No, she
Oh,
won the
right.
first year because Tan won
Mm.
the last year, and then bench was Jason last
Yeah.
year, and then deadlift was Teeny.
Yeah.
But I think Hung might pip
Yeah.
Tina a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Tina would also be a very good addition to your team as a deadlifter.
Yeah. My international team will be for bench. I'm tossing between like Jonathan Keiko or Agatha.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
You could put Agatha in anything though, right?
Yeah, that's true. But deadlift, definitely Rondell Hunt. And then squat. Jesus.
Oh yeah. That's correct. That would be at like what, 115,
I
120?
don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, so if you're a specialist out there, this is your comp. This is your comp to shine.
Yeah. Like I said, there is no reason why you guys wouldn't want to do this.
No reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good debate, guys.
All right, guys, that wraps up season.
Yeah.
This season 2.
so sad. We've had a blast. When we come up with new ideas, that's when the next season will start.
Yeah. Stay tuned to what's to come with Elemental Strength Society.
Oh, wait. Guys, we have a lot of merch coming. We have a lot of merch coming. We made a big order, guys. We have hoodie, quarter zip, trackies, and it's all coming very soon. So we made a big order, guys, because a lot of people missed out on our first hoodie edition. So we made sure to order enough for everyone this year.
Yeah.
And
And with the start of winter, I mean, technically it's already winter.
yeah, it's cold.
This is the perfect time to snag one up. Or all of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
There's actually no reason he wouldn't get one.
Yeah.
I can't think of one.
Very true.
Yeah.
Also, we have our new flight tags, our new updated flight tags. So pick up one of those when you order your new winter clothing.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, hopefully there'll still be some stock that you can buy in person at the Winter Showdown.
Thank you so much to everyone for supporting ESS. If you've made it up to the last episode, thank you. Good luck to everyone competing at Worlds, everyone competing at Team Champs. And yeah.
We'll see you next time. Until then, stay in your element. Woo!
Woo.